Hello and welcome to another video tutorial. In this video I'll be going through 3 points. One, that will be how to update from the standard 2D, 3D and Pro Radar Builder to the source included version. And secondly, it's the new UI, and thirdly, some functions that we have included and some functions that might be coming. So firstly, updating to the source included version of the Radar Builder if you're using the standard 2D, 3D Pro Radar Builder. Now we'll be using the Pro Radar Builder here today because it encompasses the 2D and 3D Radar Builder. Alright, so if you're updating from a 2D, 3D Pro Radar Builder, then you're going to want to look inside of your lib folder here. Now once you've downloaded the source included version, actually before you've downloaded it, what you can do is you can go ahead and just delete these files here. It was totally fine. Just delete whatever you have in here. That's all you have to do. Delete that, and then import. Once you import it, if you have let's go ahead and just create a 3D radar, for example. Now, if you have a 3D radar builder in your scene here, then it's going to have the 3D radar script here and the visualization 3D script. Now, once you delete these, what's going to happen is that these are going to be blank. They're going to be blank. So what you're going to want to do is that after you import, you just select the 3D radar script, click here, select the visualization 3D script, and the component will be updated. So you'll keep all of your radar information, and you'll have your scripts. You can access the code right after. So that's all you need to do in the updates. All right, next, let's look at the UI here. So as you can see, we changed up the UI a little bit. So for persons who are using the, let's go ahead and delete. Actually, I'm just going to leave this here. So persons who are using the Pro Radar Builder, you will need to click on each or select the one that you want to create and then click create. If you're using the 3D or 2D Radar Builder, then you simply just need to click on 2D or click on 3D and your radar will be created right after. Now, this isn't a button. You just copy out the text here and you can send us a message if you need to contact us. And the tutorial, so this particular video, you'll find it here. So you click this link, you get sent to our YouTube channel. You can check out the tutorial videos. All right, now lastly is the functions. So for our 3D radar here, we added a new function which allows us to, when we're using the snap settings, if we want to position the radar to the side of the screen, there's this default distortion that we have to deal with. Now, that's not something that we can change, but we can help reduce it by using an orthographic mode on our render camera. So if we open up the render camera here, we just show the camera. So these are all our camera settings. Now, if we go ahead and just keep looking at the projection here, so we're going to do the little settings here, then run the scene. So I'm going to go to my camera settings. So the camera wants a render camera, so I'm just going to give it this render camera. All right, let's snap. All right, we're going to go ahead and select the 3D radar, and then we're going to give it a tag, layer, put it on the layer radar UI. Change children. We're going to tell the main camera not to render anything on radar UI, and then tell the render camera to only render what's on radar UI. All right, that's it. Now this is set to the bottom middle by default. Now it was before, it was set to the bottom left, and now it's set to the bottom middle. So it's going to go ahead and run the scene, and then we're going to go ahead and place it to the bottom left, and then turn on the orthographic for side snaps. And then we're going to show you a little control that you can add to have your radar remain in the correct position. All right, now the radar is in the middle of the screen here, but what we want is, let's say, for example, let's go ahead and just do this first. Let's say we want to snap this to the bottom left. You see that distortion there? That's what you get when a 3D object is close to the sides of the screen. There's a stretch, there's a distortion there. So a way to work around that is using orthographic mode on your camera. So it's good that we have two different cameras. We're not rendering everything through the main camera. we're doing that separately through the render camera. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the orthographic mode here. Now what this means is that the radar, so we're looking directly flat out at the radar, so we won't actually see it. So we need to tilt the radar itself. Now, two things here. Let's turn this off quickly and then put this back to the bottom middle. It makes it easier to explain this. All right. So let's say, for example, we want to rotate our main camera. Let's assume that the main camera is following our player, or this is a first-person game, and the radar is right in front of your player. And you want to, when you look around and rotate, you don't want this to be happening with your radar. So what you do is that you just increase your rotation targets and tell the radar to rotate along with the main camera or the render camera. So we're just going to go ahead and drag in the 3D radar. So rotate this object 3D radar proportional to this object. We'll see main camera, and there we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and just snap to the side now. So we're going to say bottom left, turn on orthographic, and then we're going to want to use a positive value here to rotate the radar. So that's a good number here, 40, I think. It's too steep, or it may be okay. All right, let's go ahead and try it. 20, 30. Yeah. And now, as you can see here, it's hard to tell what's going on from this kind of angle, but that is the best workaround for this at the moment. So until that default distortion is no longer there, which I think will probably be there for a long time, then we're just gonna have to keep using orthographic for side snaps if you want to have it positioned directly into the corner. If you're fine with it looking kind of like this, then that's up to you. All right, so that covers everything. All right, couple of functions that might be coming. Actually, it's a separate tool. So one thing that we find really interesting is kind of target tracking. So if you're working on a space simulator game, you want to, or first-person shooter game, and you actually want to see a UI floating above your targets in the world, then that's probably something you're going to want to have want to implement without actually writing a lot of code. So probably create a separate tool which you can integrate with a radar builder, so you can actually do that. We don't include everything inside the radar builder because we want to keep the radar builder as a really specific tool, a tool that is used to execute specific tasks, and not add a specific function to it that makes it seem as if it's for space games or something. So we're just going to create a separate tool which you can integrate with it if you want, and that tool will be free. All right, so that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.